Enugu, that was PDP, now APC, and all that. How on earth are we going to have a non-consensus? Well, does it mean those of them that are just in the first time, consensus will make them go and nobody will challenge them during the primary, or what? What exactly are we going to find out? So, the question this morning is, can consensus ever work in Nigerian politics? I said, no, 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 nahi, nahi, kaba. No way. Let's go to the primaries. Amaechi is saying the same thing. The only person talking about consensus is the obedient. They are saying consensus candidate, give it to Obi. It is time for the South or Southeast, whatever they want to call it. But definitely, the Atiku's camp, they're not having it. Amaechi's camp, they're not having it. Well, the Kwankwaso camp has been said to merge with that of Obi camp, allegedly, of course, and all that. How beautiful it sounds. In the PDP, do we even have a consensus or no consensus there?
Have you forgotten that one is like
It's
PDP
PDP.
APC.
PDAPC. All right. It's so beautiful. So, what will be the fallout of all these primaries, consensus arrangements, and all that? Let's talk about it. It's a very interesting one. Yeah. Will the APC finally have cracks if the consensus does not happen? The aggrieved ones, if they say, okay, no, step down for this one, step down, I don't accept, I don't agree with it, jump ship. This is now the beautiful part. Will the PDP and the ADC benefit from cracks in the APC? Or, of course, the APC has been benefiting from cracks in every other party. So, finally, we have gotten to this point where they pack everybody under one roof. One particular party, one party system, and all that has been muted. But is it time for us to start having cracks? Or will the APC, the master strategists, the Jagaban find a way around it and make sure everybody fall in line if you are not selected? That is what we will be discussing this morning, people. Welcome aboard to the Must See program. Welcome to the main event on radio. It is Straight Talk live on Echo FM 100.7 right here in the city of Owerri. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Mashad, the one on radio. Welcome aboard. And of course, my microphone partner looking so pretty this morning. How you doing?
I'm fine.
All right.
Judge Don Ikoma.
The Alpha Don. Okay. You know why I'm glowing this morning looking at you?
Why?
Well, I took a look at my mama yesterday. I was saying, mothers, it's not easy to be a mama.
Hey, praise the Lord.
It's not easy to be a mama. And then my mama had a lot of kids, and then she's alone. Come on. Sometimes when I think about it, I say, is it? This woman that was having children everywhere, all of a sudden she's alone. I don't pray that for you anyway.
No. When you say alone, does it mean people don't call her?
No, I mean call and presence. Call and presence are never the same. Okay. I see my mom sometimes in 3 years I ain't seen her.
Wow.
And it's kind of funny. So that's exactly what I mean.
A
lot of mothers have to deal with that. And sometimes when I see women and I see mothers, I say, okay, if not one thing where women use pastors, not be this one.
To be God, children. Praise the Lord.
If not this one, to be a good maternity word, come out. It's not one thing where unless I have nothing endure. You know, have you gone to, let me just say a nasty thing, have you gone to toilet before you have this strong, undeserved one? You know how difficult it is to push it out to your system, and then look at a woman going to that and giving birth is not easy. So I ring a bell of blessing for all the women out there. Happy Mother's Day in arrears. Okay, let's go straight to the newspapers. It's the newspaper review this morning on Echo FM 100.7. Let's start off with the Vanguard newspaper. Oops. We have these three musketeers here, Atiku, Amaechi, Peter Obi, on the front burner of the Vanguard story. It says what, Dan?
ADC leadership. Why three rival blocks are locked in do-or-die battle.
The do-or-die battle. Amaechi said we got to go to primaries Atiku say we got to go to primaries. Obedience say hell no. Consensus, Obi or nothing. So will this break the ADC away or will it make them stronger? Now the ADC, all obedience, all over social media are canvassing. Everybody go and register, go and register because it's a direct primary. Every member of the party has a chance. It's like election before the election. And this will give you momentum going into the election. So it's beautiful. Let's see. I think the direct primary is the best thing that I've seen in the electoral process for a long time in Nigeria, where the leadership crisis rocking the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has snowballed into a full-blown political war with 3 rival camps laying claims to the soul of the party in what insiders describe as a fierce winner-takes-all struggle ahead of the 2027 general elections. Well, this is going on. At the heart of the conflict are factions loyal to David Mark, Nafiu Gombe, and former presidential candidate Dumebi Kachuku. Dumebi Kachuku's matter has been thrown away.
Yeah, it has been
thrown away by the court. That one is no longer a factor. Alongside this, Ali Kingsley, Timitokpe Oga, each accusing the other of illegality, impunity, and hijack of party structures. Which structure I get before, sir? Kachuku, which structure you get? You contest election, nobody even hear your name. Who be this one go? Oga, Timitokpe Oga. Who be that one? I don't even know him. So, if I don't know him, you know, it's a bit, at the end of the day, I'm going to say Timitokpe Oga. All of now that they there. So it's not been a factor. It's just political, trying to remain politically relevant in the structure. Where leaders of the Senate, Senator David Mark-led leadership, have pointed accusing fingers at the presidency and All Progressive Congress, APC, over the stance of Nafiu Gombe and Kachuku's camps, which they allege was to pave way for President Bola Tinubu's re-election. But why you are accusing the APC? In-house, you are having a tug of war. Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing. That's how politics should be.
That was why I asked you, is there going to be any plot twist other than what we usually know? And more is still to come.
This is, does this really look like a plot twist yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think they've been trumping themselves and seeing themselves as people who can actually hold themselves together and trying to shame other, political parties who are not actually coming together. So for them to be having this kind of problem, I think it's also a loophole.
Do you think it's a problem? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a problem.
Okay, let's start seeing.
It's not a problem. This is the element of politics.
Okay.
When you campaign, you can yab yourself, do everything, but once one person emerges, that's where we can have a problem or not. Okay. If Atiku emerges, will Obi and Amechi support Atiku? If Amechi emerges, will Obi Atiku support? The same thing for Obi. If Obi emerges, will Atiku and Amechi support? If they don't, that's when it becomes a problem.
Character development comes in here.
That's a problem. And I know that the obedient movement will don't want to hear that Obi is not on the ticket. And once they don't do that, they may just switch allegiance. And then if Obi is not there, obedient movement ceases to exist and things like that. Everybody to your tent, oh Israel. And that is where they will lose like half the base of the ADC stronghold. So that is when it becomes a problem. And if you don't understand what this is getting to, it is called politicking, and this is the beauty of politics and democracy. When things are allowed to succeed, it's going to be like the only election we're going to have that will be free, fair. If the ADC wants a free and fair election in the national, they should do a free and fair primaries.
Very good.
And that's it. Because if you cannot do a free and fair primaries, you cannot accuse INEC of being fair. That's just the point blank. All right, let's move on now to another story on the Vanguard newspaper this time around.
World Bank reports no leakage in Federation revenue, FG.
Okay. Well, this report came out. Let's just take a little bit so everybody will understand what they refer to as a report.
Okay, the federal government says deductions from the Federation earnings by the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, are being misrepresented as a division of revenue. In a statement on Sunday signed by Taiwo Oyedele, Minister of State for Finance, the ministry said some media reports are misrepresenting the findings of the World Bank in Nigerian Development Updates, NDU.
Well, remember when we talked about 41% of the total federal allocation generated was deducted at source? And that's what they are referring to.
Yeah.
Now, the funniest thing I've noticed about federal government of Nigeria is they deny everything. Anything that comes up with facts, data, they deny everything. So what are you denying? He said the ministry said reports of the NDU are describing the deductions reported by the World Bank as a diversion of revenue or presenting it as hidden spending, whereas the financial institution attributed it to statutory transfers, savings and investments, security-related expenditure, amongst others. So where the savings there? When they save money of 41% of how many trillions of naira, and when I see they borrow money, doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you lie here, you get to lie. Your lie should have this line of symmetry where both of them will tally. Because you can't tell us that you are saving and then you're borrowing. Doesn't make any sense. You can't tell us that you are having, what is it called, statutory transfers to where? Savings and investment. Where you the investor? You cannot tell people that you invested money and you don't know where you invested. Where is the investment? Which company? Which equity? What is it called? Which shares did you buy? Is it bank or which industry? Where? In which country?
What did you do?
So these are issues that can easily be, you talk about related expenditure. Which expenditure will take 41% of generation? For you to generate money, you take 41%, remaining about 59% to be distributed to the people. And then you say, come on now. Nobody is a kid when you look at this thing. And most of the time, they make these statements and think that Nigerians are so gullible that we don't even understand. Nobody reads, nobody does that. And this is what gets Nigerians a lot worked up. Anyway, you can grab a copy of the Vanguard newspaper and get more details on that one. All right, let's get this story all the way from Israel.
Okay, Israel confirms image of soldier striking Jesus statue with sledgehammer.
All right, this story has been trending. And I felt so sad watching this one. I felt so sad. An Israeli army said Monday it had determined that an image circulated on social media showing one of 8 soldiers in South Lebanon hitting a statue of Jesus Christ is authentic. The image appears to show an Israeli soldier using a sledgehammer to strike the head of a statue of the crucified Jesus that had been fallen off a cross. The sculpture is located in the Christian village of Debi in South Lebanon, near the border with Israel. The local municipality told AFP, but officials could not say whether it had been damaged. Now, why would this man do this? Well, the Israeli army said in a post on its official X account on Monday that it viewed the incident with great severity, adding that the soldiers' conduct is wholly inconsistent with the values expected of its troops, following the completion of an initial examination regarding the photograph published earlier today of an IDF soldier harming a Christian symbol. It was determined that the photograph depicts an IDF soldier operating in southern Lebanon, the army said. Now, when I saw this, I was like, what the hell is this? What in God's name is this soldier doing? If you are crying, remember, a lot of Jews don't believe in Christianity. Many Jews don't believe it. They are still waiting for the Christ to come. They say they are still waiting for the Messiah to come 2,000 years after Jesus Christ came and left. So it's one thing, and you do it in a Muslim-dominated area. Remember, Lebanon used to be a Christian-dominated until they were conquered by the Muslims and became a Muslim country, a predominantly Muslim country, but we still have a lot of Christians there. So for you, a soldier to do this, what does it mean? Well, this soldier has not been interrogated, probed, or get the reason why he did what he did. But, well, for Christians, that is a very big insult to the image of the Christ, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, whom we all believe in, for those of us who are Christians. Okay, well, that hurts my feelings anyway. That hurts my feelings. Recapitalization, 12 insurance firms in tight corner. Well, insurance firm, remember they were given a quota that all insurance must have for you to completely keep existing, or you just have to go and merge and form one strong insurance. Insurance company keep dodging payment of premium for people's insured either houses, accidents, and all that things. So that's very bad. The only insurance that has worked in this country, surprisingly, is the National Health Insurance Scheme. I hear that it works perfectly fine. That's the only thing that they have not...
Is it for the states or the federal?
Yeah, the federal. State, well, the federal one, I don't mean state. I don't even know if state has one because I know they hear that one.
But it's just...
All right, let's move on now to the Punch newspaper, Don. Quickly, let's get this one.
Okay, 2027 battle lines. APC may scrap consensus plan in flashpoint states.
All right, let's continue.
Another Nigerian found dead in UK apartment.
What is happening to Nigeria? This is the fourth one in this April. Come on, that's not funny. Petrol price drop in doubt.
After Hormuz disruption.
Recall that the Strait of Hormuz was opened by Iran, but Iran has since went back to blockading again because the U.S. refused to remove their blockade after the agreement. Remember that the blockade was indirectly affecting China the most, and now America is blocking that blockade because China was benefiting from the blockade by Iran. And now America blocked it out and they refused, redirecting ships to follow through the route of where America is controlling. And that means they will have more money, more oil distributed, and more energy bought from within the American hemisphere. So it is kind of very, very sad that these people are playing global politics with the lives of the people.
Thank you. And they're not keeping to their promises.
At all, at all. All right. NATO. But if the alliance cannot work, so why is America funding it? And Donald Trump is threatening to pull out of NATO completely. If America leaves NATO, that leaves only the European countries. How will they defend themselves from the likes of Russia?
Until then, anyway. Until then.
All right, I think they can. And then there was this MP in the UK Parliament who said America entered an idiotic war and British refused to join them. And the man, Donald Trump, is beginning to talk like a supreme leader of the world and all that. He called the war an idiotic war.
But I think I said something like that, and I think you kind of countered. I told you that some persons are not in sync with this particular war.
No, that's not in doubt. A lot of people, even in America, people are opposing the war.
Yeah, so if...
But was the war necessary?
Anyway,
was the war necessary? All the American president keeps saying Iran will never develop any nuclear weapon, but they never took action. And now what is holding the total agreement is that Iran refused to commit that they will not develop. That is what is holding it.
And people are asking the question that are there no other diplomatic measures that the United States can actually take other than striking?
Well, what that means, I've been using that for a long time. It didn't work.
That's what people are trying to say.
Imagine a world with Iran and nuclear weapon. That is going to be a catastrophe. Imagine Israel. Imagine Israel doing what they do, and at the end of the day, it becomes another issue with what the global world. Yes, that's called war. But at the end of the day, is it good or bad? Only time will tell for us to know. Now, let's look at this. I don't want to be in the middle of Iran and U.S. or Israeli forces, but I just want to look at people who are dying globally, sponsored, Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis, and the rest of them, all backed by one country. Imagine this country has a nuclear weapon and supplies all these terrorist group nuclear weapons. How would the world survive? So sometimes it takes a greater evil to stop a smaller evil to stop a greater evil. So at the end of the day, I'm not happy that people are dying. But if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And that's exactly what the world is looking at. Leadership is not easy. Taking decision to be a leader is not easy. We are crying of Boko Haram here, killing people, ransacking villages, sacking people from their villages. Where are they getting weapons? Most of these weapons come from this direct sponsorship. Some of this sponsorship also come from America. You understand? Because if America does not want this government, they sponsor the terrorists in that group to overthrow that government. And this is what they keep doing. You understand? And if there's going to be a nuclear war, who do you think is safe? Because every electronic we're using in this place has one radioactivity or the other. And then they throw a nuclear weapon here. Do you think even the earphone, your earphone don't bust now? So that's how risky this is. Are we going to risk that in people who are trigger happy? America has had this nuclear weapon. Have they used it for once? They used it in Hiroshima. Look at what is happening in Hiroshima today. Russia had it. No matter what Russia has been doing, even when they are fighting at war with Ukraine, have they used it? Can you trust Iran not to use it? Because look at what they did in Hamas. Look at what Hamas did to Gaza and the rest of them. So there are a lot of things that are involved in this. We don't just want to talk because we are sympathetic to this. Sympathetic leadership is all about being.
It has to be sympathetic.
No, being sympathetic is good.
It will be there.
It's
have
good.
to be sympathetic.
They have given them sanctions. They have stopped them globally. They have put their oil not to trade. They have done a whole lot of things. But when they do that, they still have their leverages here and there, which they use. And that's exactly, keep developing. So they were developing until they bombed that place. They restructured again and started doing it again. What do you expect? And they told them, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Well, I am not saying that a sovereign country should not do what is necessary for them. The same thing, the North Korean guy, the North Korean guy, Kim Jong-un, kept throwing missiles up and down until Donald Trump told him to stop it. And then he stopped. So if he had not stopped, maybe North Korea will be in flames right now. You get it? You can't be endangering the world, and we keep looking at it as not. Come on now, I don't subscribe to those kind of things. It's just like Boko Haram now. We're reintegrating people who have been killing people into the society they have been killing, and we call it reintegration because they have been de-radicalized. How do you de-radicalize something that is in his genes and the rest of them? I mean, if these guys have one hardship just like you and I have, what do you think they will do next?
I think the bone of contention is that those two countries are not willing to just relax. They're not willing to just step back. They have promised themselves, they have had peace talks. And in war, like we said, there is no victory, there is no conqueror. So because these two countries are still sticking their hands and saying that, okay, I will not agree. This one says he too will not agree. We still have this. In as much as America is still wanting that peace talk, but they still want Iran to step down. They still want Iran to tell them that, okay, we are not going to do this. And they've not gotten that, conclusion or that particular submission from Iran. So they feel like to some extent, even if they are trying to keep or trying to make a promise that they won't do this, they also are their 10 toes just in case something may happen. That shouldn't be found.
So I went to war to make sure you don't do this. And after fighting, spending all that money, losing lives of soldiers, and I won't get what I wanted, what the world will stop, it's not going to stop.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's definitely, let's not kid ourselves. America wants a nuclear-free Iran. Once they cannot get that, forget it.
Yes.
And you cannot be shouting death to the Jews, death to America every day, burning American flag, planning. I mean, it's not possible. It's just like I come to your house every day. I say I will kill you. You see your children, I will kill them, and then you don't take precaution when you see me.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? That's exactly what America is doing. And then you don't do this. It's a long time. It's like a long time plan, very long time, very. Since 90, how many years? 40, nearly 47 years. Khamenei came on board. He has been on this forever until he was taken out. And then imagine that he succeeds. That's exactly what we are looking at. And that's what America is doing. But unfortunately, America is also not free of terrorism sponsorship at all. Nobody can tell me that America, in short, they have admitted over and over they sponsor terrorists.
Those that actually...
Those are actually what?
Some presidents now, not all of them. In as much as
what do you mean? USAID. What the USA? All the things USAID has been doing, they have been sponsoring terrorists in Africa here, every corner, giving money. They have. Okay, don't worry.
I hope you know no country is actually.
No, leave this. You actually. Actually, come over here. So. One of these days, I'm going to compile a set of videos where Americans accepted sponsoring terrorism. Even in their own parliament, they discussed it. Where this money go? We send this money. They send money to Al-Qaeda. Are you aware? They send money to Hamas. They send money to the Houthi. They send money to even the Afghanistan people. What do they call the Taliban? They send money to them. When you're sending money to them, what are you doing? You're sponsoring them. Obama gave how many?
I was waiting for you to say that.
Obama gave how many billions to Iran? And they use it to develop their nuclear weapon.
Good.
And America is shouting, you cannot get this in. Donald Trump said, hell no, I don't want that. So it's just that. Well, anyway, let's open up the phone lines. I think this man don't use it to cover. Finish all our time we get now. Let's continue. All right, let's open. I want to join the conversation. Let's have you add your voice to it. 0911 20,022 or
0707 454 1014.
Hello, good morning. Welcome aboard.
Hello.
Good morning, Barry.
Steve Ben.
Thank you very much. Good morning, beautiful George Dorman.
Good morning.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Barry, my brother, the crisis in ADC right now, as far as I'm concerned, is stage managed. And if not properly handled, it will tear that party apart.
In ADC?
I mean in ADP. Now,
wait, I didn't get you. You mean ADC or what? APC?
I said ADC.
Okay.
The crisis there, if not properly handled, may tear it apart.
Okay.
More so now the primaries are around the corner. And whether it's stated or not, they know the man to beat. And